Hi everybody! I decided to make this video after watching the video from J Dreamerzy about Santos and seeing so many people concerned about his recent behavior. So this video will show my opinion about what is happening to Santos. Actually, it is not only my opinion, it is scientific knowledge, which I will show you. I thought about if I should make this video or not, but then I thought that this information I am going to share can help many people, so I decided to do it. And it is vital information that everybody should know. So Santos could have been my patient 2 years ago, but for some reason he didn't do the treatments. So I met him in November 2020 to identify the causes of his symptoms that are the itching and problems to sleep. And I really wanted to help him with his health issues, because they are conditions that NAET treats very successfully. So for those of you who have never heard about NAET, NAET is an alternative medicine that eliminates allergies and food intolerances, and also treats a large number of health conditions. So this is not only about treating allergies, it treats many kinds of diseases, digestive problems, neurological problems, any kind of hormonal problems, insomnia, respiratory problems, skin problems, etc., etc., by reprogramming the body, and it is a non-intrusive and drug-free discipline. I will show you some factors that cause his symptoms. So from his diagnosis, I could see that if he didn't treat himself, his condition would get worse. And there was a very high probability that he would develop dementia. And I thought it was sad because he's a very intelligent man with a lot of knowledge. Dementia and Alzheimer's can be treated. This is something you have to know. The official science will never admit it, because they don't want to tell people the root of the problem. They want to sell medicines. And there are many solutions out there for health problems, natural solutions. But Big Pharma doesn't want those solutions to reach the general public. So this is what we work with NAET. We have different kits with the allergens, but not only the allergens. Every part of the body, every tissue, every organ, every gland, hormones, tissues, etc. Those little bottles are called vials, and they contain the frequency of the allergens. Here, for example, we have emotions, because NAET also treats emotions. And we can know the psychological profile of a person by testing the emotions. Sometimes it's necessary to treat emotions, and there is a protocol to treat emotions. So it is the most complete medicine I have ever seen. The first session with the patient is to determine what are the food intolerances and allergies affecting the patient. If the patient is suffering from other conditions than allergies, we check the hormones, we check the glands, organs, and many different vials according to the condition. We identify the allergies through muscle testing using kinesiology. So I saw him a second time for his first treatment. In NAET there are 15 basic treatments that are the most essential nutrients for the human body. And they come in order. And this order is very significant. Each one helps integrating the next one. So we always start by treating the egg mix that treats eggs, chicken, albumin, and feathers. Vegan patients always argue that they don't eat eggs and they don't understand why they should be treated for that mix. But this is the reason why we have to treat this mix, and that is because of albumin. It is very important to treat it. Human serum albumin is the serum albumin found in human blood. It is the most abundant protein in human blood plasma. It constitutes about half of serum protein. Anyway, I asked his body if we should start with this mix, and his body said yes. So I proceeded with the egg mix treatment. NAET is the most respectful therapy you could find because the practitioner doesn't decide anything. We also ask through muscle test permission and what is the priority. Then the next time I was supposed to see him, for a third time, he told me he had to deal with some problems and that he would be very busy, and I told him, okay, contact me where you're set up. I never push people. If they are interested, they have my number. But some people don't seem to understand the seriousness of their condition. All the nutrients have a specific function in the metabolism. If we can't absorb a nutrient, it will cause a health condition. The secret for good health is absorbing all the nutrients. You are not only what you eat, you are what you can absorb. The only way to cure a disease is to go to the root of the problem. Most of the time, the root is a food intolerance or several ones. You can also have allergies to hormones and also to one of your organs, glands or tissues, and any secretion of your body. Now, what happens when you have an allergy or food intolerance? Your body produces histamine. When your body is in contact with an allergen, it wants to get rid of it. It wants to get it out of the system. When your body releases histamine, you can have increased heart rate, mucus production, and this happens a lot with allergies that are inhaled, allergens that come inside your body when you breathe in, bronchoconstriction, watery eyes, some people start crying, headaches, mood changes, itching, and this happens a lot with food allergies and food intolerances, hives. It also happens with allergens you touch. It can be grass, plants, perfume, and any kind of products you can come in touch with, digestive issues, and many more. And depending on the allergens, some people tend to have more specific reactions than others. Some people have a tendency to have frequent headaches or migraines, and they never make the connection between a possible food allergy and their headache. And usually doctors never look into this possibility and they give them medicine without looking for the cause. And a lot of people have reactions through the skin with different skin conditions. And in the case of Santos, it is obvious that his allergies manifest through itching. Many people don't connect their symptoms to the allergies. Many people think, oh no, I don't have allergies. I had a patient a few years ago who was constantly coughing or doing all the time. And one of her neighbors told her about NAET, and at first she said, no, I don't have allergies. So she kept on going to doctors, who always gave her antibiotics. And of course the symptoms never left. And it took her 2 years to make an appointment. And this because one doctor told her, oh, it could be bacteria, it could be this or that, and maybe allergies. And this is when she thought, oh, allergies. She realized that the doctor didn't know. And she was very surprised to see that she was allergic to almost all the nutrients. And she was also very, very tired. And she was used to it, so she thought it was her normal condition. And after a few treatments, her symptoms were gone. Most people have food allergies and they don't know it. They just say, oh, I'm feeling tired. I don't know what I have. Well, the body is not working properly. Histamine is involved in the inflammatory response and has a central role as a mediator of itching. This is something that you can find on the internet if you do some research. Once formed, histamine is either stored or rapidly inactivated by its primary degradative enzymes, histamine N-methyltransferase or diamine oxidase. We call it HNMT and DAO. Sometimes you have to treat them too. As a part of an immune response to foreign pathogens and allergens, histamine is produced by basophils and by mast cells found in nearby connective tissues. We have vials for basophils, mast cells, and connective tissue. Now we've seen that allergic reactions can create itching. And on top of that, some people have a histamine intolerance. So step 1, when the body comes in contact with an allergen, histamine is produced by the body and histamine is in some food. So every time those patients eat food that contains histamine, their symptoms get worse. Then the enzyme that eliminates it, DAO, does not work for various possible causes. In that case, in NAET, we treat DAO. Step 3, histamine accumulates and it is absorbed and produces migraine or any of the following symptoms: headaches, migraines, vertigo or dizziness, insomnia, anxiety, circadian rhythm problems, difficulty breathing, chronic coughing, asthma, throat clearing, post-nasal drip, and sore throat. In women, we can have period cramps and dysregulation, missed periods, endometriosis, and estrogen dominance. In other patients, we can have flushes, hives, rashes, eczema, itchy skin, excessive sudden sweating, swelling, and water retention, racing heart, palpitation, arrhythmia, low blood pressure, blood clots. In others, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loose stool, stomach pain, bloating, and acid reflux. So if you have one of those symptoms, this is probably the cause. And remember, all the patients don't develop all the symptoms. It depends on their sensibility and the different types of allergies they have. But please note, 2 of the symptoms Santos is complaining about: insomnia and itchy skin. Here is more about histamine. Even if you're not histamine intolerant, your body will produce it every time you get in touch with an allergen. You can't avoid it. This is a natural response of the organism. So histamines are chemicals your immune system makes. Histamines act like bouncers at a club. They help your body get rid of something that's bothering you. In this case, an allergy trigger or allergen. Histamines start the process that hustles those allergens out of your body or off your skin. They can make you sneeze, tear up, or itch, whatever it takes to get the job done. They are part of your body's defense system. So here once again we can see this itching reaction. And remember, not all the patients develop the same symptoms. not all the patients will have the itching. Some patients will suffer headaches, others will be affected in coughing, and other ones will have bloating. All the patients are unique. They are not two individuals with exactly the same symptoms. So far, I have spoken generally about allergies, and with the explanation about the histamine, I think you could all see why Santos suffers from itchy skin. But so far, I haven't spoken about the specific allergies he has. I will just speak about the first few ones, which are vitamin C, B complex, sugar, including fructose, minerals and salt. Now tell me, how can his body function properly if he's not assimilating those nutrients? As an example, here you can see some of the consequences of vitamin B6 deficiency. And if you're intolerant to a vitamin or mineral, you will have deficiencies. So mood changes is one of the most prominent symptoms of vitamin B6 deficiency, linked to an intolerance, of course. So, shortfalls of B6 may affect your mood, sometimes contributing to depression, anxiety, irritability, and increased feelings of pain. Not all the patients will experience all the symptoms. Some will experience only depression, anxiety, mood changes, but no pain, and some other ones will suffer from pain. Now, that's because B6 is involved in the making of several neurotransmitters such as serotonin and gamma-aminobutyric acid, called GABA. Both serotonin and GABA help control anxiety, depression, and feelings of pain. So if you are intolerant to vitamin B6, your body is not able to use it. Even if you consume enough, your body will reject it. You will not make use of it because your immune system identifies it as a threat. So it will produce histamine to take it out. And those neurotransmitters are extremely important. And this is something you can find on the internet. Actually, as I studied in France, all my material is in French, so I looked for things in English to illustrate. And I was really surprised to see this information is here for anybody to see it. So they are saying the role of B6 in combating such mood issues is being tested in a variety of conditions. Well, they are a little backwards because this information has been known for a few decades, but well. For example, in about half of individuals with autism, supplementing with B6 helps decrease behavioral problems. And they're saying probably because it helps produce neurotransmitters. Of course, it helps. But why does it help only half of the individuals? Because the other half cannot process it because they are intolerant. Autistic children and adults, of course, have many food intolerances and allergies. So they are saying in the summary, mood changes like irritability, anxiety, and depression can happen when you're low in B6. That's because B6 is needed to make nerve messengers that help control your mood. Now, it's important to know that a food intolerance that is not treated grows, becomes worse with time, because you keep on giving your body something it doesn't want, so it has to reject it more and more, and this increases your allergy level. Vitamin B6 deficiency is one cause of a red, itchy rash called seborrheic dermatitis. It's known for its oily, flaky appearance and may cause swelling or white patches. One reason B6 deficiency may result in skin rashes is that the vitamin helps synthesize collagen, which is needed for healthy skin. In these cases, consuming B6 may clear up the rash. Only if you're not intolerant, otherwise it will make it worse. Vitamin B6 deficiency is not the only cause of this dermatitis, it's just one of the factors. And vitamin B6 can also create other kinds of skin problems. Lots of patients usually have very dry skins, and some people's skin is so dry that it even peels off. So as you can see, this vitamin B6 is very important for the skin. And collagen is definitely something you would want your body to produce. Now let's speak about the symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency. The symptoms can be extreme tiredness, a lack of energy, pins and needles, a sore and red tongue, mouth ulcers, muscle weakness, disturbed vision, and psychological problems, which may include depression and confusion. So you can see how important it is to absorb those vitamins. So we've seen some of the symptoms one specific intolerance can cause. I will repeat that the same allergy or food intolerance may affect people differently. You can either show all the symptoms or only one or two of them. Now, concerning the B-complex intolerance, this is what the doctor who invented NAET says. B-complex is necessary for various body functions such as enzymatic and nervous. In order to think clearly and for diverse brain functions, it is necessary to have an efficient nervous system. The B vitamin allergy and the lack of assimilation of those vitamins cause different brain problems: hyperactivity, problems to focus, autism, agitation, sleeping problems, depression, drug addiction, alcoholism, overeating, skin diseases, pain and fatigue. So here again we have the two symptoms Santos is suffering from. Now he also has the vitamin C allergy. Vitamin C is necessary for the development and replacement of cells and damaged tissues, of the elimination of toxins in the blood. Vitamin C is antioxidant. It is anti-aging. The vitamin C allergy often causes repetitive urinary infections, poor blood circulation, skin diseases, digestive problems, etc., etc. I have also noticed that it causes varicose veins, and they can be repaired, of course. When the body is able to absorb all the nutrients, it has the full capacity of self-repair. And of course you can treat veins and arteries because they are vials for that. So you give the body the information of healthy veins. Now let's speak about sugar. Sugar is necessary in order to absorb and assimilate B vitamins. B vitamins move through the body thanks to the sugar molecules that function as guides. If you have vitamin B intolerance, your nervous system doesn't function well. If you have sugar intolerance, it will be the same, and without the sugar, vitamins B will not be used properly. different nervous problems, addictions, overeating, sinusitis, repetitive infections, alcoholism, smoking, insomnia, fatigue, allergies and hyperactivity, hypersensitivity, etc. can be caused by an allergy to vitamins B, sugar, or both. Well, Santos has both allergies, vitamins B and sugar. When we treat sugar in NAET, we treat different kind of sugars, glucose, fructose, lactose, and all the other sugars, raw sugar, white sugar, etc. Dextrose, maltose, brown sugar, honey. Glucose is the preferred energy substrate for the brain. Now, if the body cannot use it properly, what happens? And as a reminder, B12 deficiency leads to weight loss and dementia. So this is really not great here, having allergies to both groups. And if you notice, with the sugar intolerance, we also have insomnia. So no wonder Santos has problems sleeping. But those are not the only factors. There are more. Here are some symptoms you can develop if you have a salt allergy. This is a picture I took from the book I was given in my NAET training in France. So these are some frequent allergic symptoms. Tinnitus, alopecia. Many allergies are involved in alopecia. Alopecia is definitely a condition linked to allergies, and not only the salt allergies. Many other allergies cause alopecia. Then we have weight loss, arthritis, asthma, autism, bronchitis, headaches, hair loss, colitis, mental confusion, anxiety, attention deficit disorder, depression, dermatitis, psychological and emotional imbalances, diabetes, muscle pain, joint pain, eczema, muscular weaknesses, fatigue, intellectual fatigue, gastritis, hyperactivity, infections, insomnia, irritability, Alzheimer's, migraines, otitis, pharmaco or drug dependence, pneumonia, weight loss, concentration problems, skin problems, digestive problems, mood changes, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease. So, Alzheimer's, Parkinson, multiple sclerosis are conditions that can be treated. They are all allergy-related conditions. And it is very sad that those patients are left to suffer. We also have senility, sinusitis, premenstrual syndrome in women, blood circulation, pain, maniac, and mental problems, etc., etc. So here in red, you can see it does cause psychological, emotional, and mental issues, mental diseases, and insomnia and irritability. So when you accumulate all those factors, you can reach your own conclusions. Here are some symptoms of vegetal fat allergy: acne, alopecia, weight loss, asthma, autism, bronchitis, hair loss, attention deficit, emotional and psychological imbalances, muscle pain, joint pain, muscle weakness, fatigue, hyperactivity, impossibility to gain weight, infections, irritability, dry lips, lipoma, immune diseases, headaches, dry skin, pneumonia, concentration problems, skin problems, digestive problems, psoriasis. Psoriasis is caused by lots of food intolerances, not only this one. Multiple sclerosis, sinusitis, problems sleeping, in women sterility, flu symptoms, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, brain problems, circulation problems, respiratory problems, problems sleeping, manic problems, mental problems, respiratory problems, benign tumors, urticarias, and skin warts. So you see that food intolerances have to be taken very seriously. You might develop one of the symptoms or many of them, depending on the level of the allergy and on the meridians that are affected by these allergies. Some patients I have treated for their allergies that had benign tumors, but that was not the motive of their consultations, had reported me that the tumors were gone. Or some people suffering from back pain, for example, but did NAET to get rid of allergies that were causing skin problems, noticed that their back pain was gone. So I spoke about 5 of his allergies. Now imagine, on top of that, not being able to assimilate minerals, and each mineral has a purpose. And each one of them creates symptoms when you are intolerant. And he has more allergies, but I just wanted to mention the most important ones that belong to what we call the basics. And then there are secondary allergies, which are not what I would call building blocks of the body, but add up to the histamine buildup. So I hope that with this, people will understand the importance and the role that allergies and food intolerances are playing, and understand that they are at the origins of most health problems you can imagine, and that it is important to eliminate them. And allergies and food intolerances can be eliminated. So now I will speak about glands. So this is a very complex topic. I will just speak very quickly about that topic. In Santos' diagnosis, there were 3 glands dysfunctions: hypothalamus, pituitary, and pineal. Now the hypothalamus is a part of the brain that contains a number of small nuclei with a variety of functions. One of the most important functions is to link the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland. Unfortunately, neither of them function well. The hypothalamus is a small area in the center of the brain. It plays an important role in hormone production and helps to stimulate many bodily processes. When the hypothalamus is not working properly, it can cause problems in the body that lead to a wide range of rare disorders. So I usually treat it as a priority. If the hypothalamus is not working well, there are lots of hormonal disorders. And the endocrine system is so complex that when one gland is not working, it creates imbalances in the hormone production of the other glands. The pineal gland is a small endocrine gland in the brain of most vertebrates. The pineal gland produces melatonin, a serotonin-derived hormone which modulates sleep patterns in both circadian and seasonal cycles. Well, the pineal gland is not working properly in Santos, and on top of that, he's allergic to melatonin. So he's got all the possible factors to suffer insomnia. With the food intolerances I commented that cause insomnia, plus the pineal dysfunction, plus the allergy to melatonin, it is impossible for someone to sleep. No individual in this condition would be able to sleep. So 2 years ago I gave him his diagnosis and explained him, and I don't know why he was not able to see it. I really have no idea why he didn't take this information seriously. And I also don't understand why he cannot see that his itching is due to allergies. This seems quite obvious to me. Anyway, everybody treated with NAET for insomnia gets back to a normal sleeping pattern. They all stop taking their sleeping tablets and are able to sleep naturally. NAET is very efficient, but the patient has to have some discipline, because when you treat an allergen, you have to avoid consuming it and being in touch with it for 25 hours after the treatment. So for each food intolerance, you are given a different diet, telling you what you can eat safely during the 25 hours and what you have to avoid. Avoiding vitamin C for a vegan patient, for example, can be quite a challenge, but it's only one day in your life, and then you will be able to absorb it once your treatment is validated. Most food intolerances are gone with a session, but some serious allergies may take more than one session, but it's rare, and it usually happens with people who have a very weak immune system, like autistic children, adults with autoimmune diseases, Alzheimer's, and of course the very severe allergies. Some people don't like discipline and thus they don't find this solution attractive, and others are brainwashed by Big Pharma and don't want to believe it. They want to take pills and get injections, and something I've noticed also is that the majority of people don't really want to be healthy. Some kind of self-destructive pattern going on there. As I was going to end this video, I was just wondering, what would I do if I suffered those symptoms? I was thinking about the itching and about Santos looking on the computer for solutions, and I thought, well, I would write down causes of itching. So I decided to do it. And the first thing that you can see, and here is the screenshot of what appears first. So you can see right there on the second line, allergies. So I really don't understand why, after suffering so many years, it doesn't get into his mind that he has allergies. And he had the solution, life put the solution, and he didn't take this option. And then when you scroll down, you have this. From NHS, causes of itchy skin, skin reactions to heat, or something you're allergic to, allergies, etc. So it's right there. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Any person doing the most basic research, which I just did, it is what just appeared. So I really don't know what to think about it. You don't have to research more than 30 seconds, and it appears. I don't understand why he's been suffering from this for many years. And the thousands of people he knows, nobody gave him a solution? It's crazy. Usually, people who have skin problems go to a dermatologist, and they are given treatments. All the patients with skin problems I have seen have been given creams and treatments that didn't work because the real solution comes from inside. You have to treat the allergies, the food intolerances. Santos had the opportunity. I drove to Puerto Morelos, came to his place to do the diagnosis. He had it right there, and he dismissed it. Unfortunately, he's been suffering for nothing. Sometimes we can see truths in many things, and for some reason we are blind to other things. We all have blind spots. When something is making you suffer for years and looking for solutions in the wrong place, maybe it is a self-sabotage. Some people have a self-destructive program and it is subconscious. And when you ask the body through kinesiology, are you willing to heal? The body says no. And you can ask, are you willing to heal at a conscious level? Sometimes it says yes, and sometimes it even says no. But sometimes it says yes at a conscious level, and you ask the same question, are you willing to heal at a subconscious level? The body says no. There's always something that comes into play. Everybody has some kind of self-destructive program. It can be in any area of your life. So, sometimes this mode of functioning started in the childhood. For example, a child, when he got sick, suddenly had the attention of the parents, and for him it was very pleasant to receive this attention, and then it became like a mechanism, like, if I am ill, people give me attention. And sometimes it's even a decision taken in the womb. We study these decisions taken in the womb in kinesiology that you can only study in France, called kinesiologie périnatale, and one of them is, I will always be sick, or I will always be ill. Here, parasitic infestations is mentioned. In NAET, we check parasites and treat them. There is a parasite mix in the basic kit. Some patients have parasites, but not all of them. When they do, it just makes their symptoms worse. Conventional allergists don't check allergies to vitamins, minerals, salt, amino acids, hormones, glands, and organs. And with NAET we check them and eliminate them. Now concerning supplements intake, I never give supplements before clearing an allergy, otherwise it is counterproductive. It's like giving the patients the poison that makes them sick. If you are intolerant to a nutrient, your body will reject it and it will produce more histamine. But doctors usually give supplements without knowing if the person will be able to absorb them. They don't consider food intolerances. So we shouldn't take supplements if we are not sure we can absorb them. This is why muscle testing is so important. After clearing an allergy, most of the time your body will require taking supplements, and through muscle testing it will indicate how long you have to take the supplement and the quantity required. Many chronic conditions are actually just undiagnosed allergies. The NAET process starts by identifying the problematic allergens. This is done by holding a concentrated sample of an allergen in an enclosed glass vial in your hand while the NAET practitioner assesses muscular reactions in your body. This is known as neuromuscular sensitivity testing. Then a combination of spinal manipulations, acupuncture, and acupressure is used to unblock the obstructed meridians. In doing this, the brain is also re-educated to learn that the allergen is not a threat to the body and an immune response is not necessary. The brain receives an altered message that the allergen that was once a threat is now no longer. This is how NAET ultimately retrains the brain. One allergen or group of allergens is treated at a time. For people interested in health, here are some good books written by the doctor who invented this method, NAET, Devi Nambudripad. Very interesting to read for people who are interested in health, people who suffer allergies, and people interested in the consequences of allergies. So I hope that this video will help raising consciousness and help people see that allergies are the number one cause of most of the diseases you can imagine. These two books are great. Say Goodbye to Allergy-Related Autism and Say Goodbye to ADD and ADHD. Children and adults on the autistic spectrum all have a lot of food intolerances. Of course, there are other things to treat apart from the allergies. They have to be treated for some enzymes, brain, parts of the brain, neurotransmitters, and this word I will not pronounce here, but you can read it. So parents have to know that many treatments will be required. They don't just need a few treatments. You have to be patient. The same with autoimmune diseases. But if you have the discipline, you will see the results. This is from the book Say Goodbye to Autism, where Dr. Nambudripad speaks about vitamin B. And I found this very interesting. So I took a screenshot. Sorry for the quality, but the content is what is interesting. So here she says, people who are allergic to B vitamins can get mild to severe reactions just by eating the foods alone. If they are supplemented by vitamin B complex without being aware of the allergies, such people can get exaggerated reactions. One has to be very cautious when taking B complex, commonly called stress vitamins. So this is what I was saying before. Before taking a supplement, people should be aware if they are allergic or intolerant to this substance. Otherwise, instead of helping them, they will get worse. Dr. Carlton Frederick, in his book Psychonutrition, tried to point out that nutritional deficiencies are the causes of most of the mental irritations, such as extreme anger. Does this sound familiar? Severe mood swings, bipolar diseases, schizophrenic disorder, frontal lobe disorders, anxiety disorders, attention deficit disorders, hyperactivity disorders, various neurological disorders, mental sicknesses, including mild to moderate to severe psychiatric disorders. He tried to prove his theory by giving large doses of vitamin B complex, especially B12, to some of the psychiatric patients. 50% of the patients got better, were cured of their mental sickness, and went back to normal lives, but another 50% made no progress or got worse. He couldn't explain why the other 50% got worse. His theory was ridiculed and his treatment protocol with mega B complex vitamin therapy for mental disorders was thrown out for want of proof. He did not think in the direction of allergies. When I discovered the allergic connection, I tried to contact him to let him know that his theory was absolutely right and I had proof to support his theory. Unfortunately, it was a year late to reach him. He had passed away a year before my discovery of NAET. So I found this information very interesting. And indeed, I am pretty sure that if people were treated with NAET, mental hospitals would be empty. This is the content of the mold mix. So when we detect a mold allergy, the patient can have one or more of these symptoms. So here you can see that anger can be one of these symptoms, as well as insomnia, irritability, emotional and psychological disorders. So this builds up, right, with the other allergens I mentioned before. And there are a few other food intolerances that causes insomnia and depression, anger. For example, a starch allergy is one of the causes of paranoia. People have no idea that a dried beans allergy, beans, lentils, peas, can be one of the causes of Parkinson, for example, of kidney disease, mental disease, Alzheimer's, and many more. So remember that allergies get stronger as years go by. So they may start as a sensitivity, and then the level increases as you keep on consuming and being in touch with the allergen. This is why people who had no symptoms before suddenly start presenting reactions to an allergen. Here is the picture of a girl I treated before and after a few treatments. So I hope this video has helped you understand more about allergies and food allergies and the importance of treating them, and also understanding that allergies and food intolerances are the underlying cause of many health issues. And also not believe the official version when they tell you that a health condition cannot be treated and this is a disease that cannot be cured and you will have to take medicines forever or for the rest of your life. And accept that you or your loved ones will have to live like this forever. And of course, knowing about this and treating you and your family can prevent presenting symptoms in the future. So this was all for now, and thank you for watching.